I want to start with a little imagination exercise. It's not going to be anything that serious, so don't get too excited. There won't be a test afterward or anything. So I want you to imagine that today after the service, that someone's outside and they hand you a ticket. And it's not to a movie or a concert, not even to Costco on Saturday morning, which, depending on your personality, can be an adventure or some kind of endurance event. There's a lot going on in there. But the ticket says, admit one, the Museum of Me. So you're curious, right? And so you walk inside this Museum of Me. The building is kind of quiet. The sunlight kind of beams across the floors. And instead of paintings on the walls like you're kind of used to seeing in a museum, there's a whole bunch of different exhibits. But the difference is that each one of these exhibits is featuring a different version of you. So in the first room is you at 5 years old. The little kid that believed that monsters lived underneath their bed or in the dark. Vegetables were like a non-negotiable, not happening. And if you were anything like me, the cardboard box was always more exciting than the expensive toy that was inside it. It just took like cutting one little hole in that box and. And then down the hall, as you keep walking, you get to that horrifically awkward, bratty middle school self. I've got one of those at home. And you're just convinced that that embarrassing moment that you had at school or whatever had just permanently destroyed you and destroyed your reputation. And you thought that everyone was watching you constantly. And then comes high school, that scary fun time. Maybe it was the version of you that just desperately wanted to fit in. Or it was the version who tried so hard to look like they didn't care what anybody thought about them, when you cared a great deal. But every room contains another version of you. And as you stand there looking at all these people, you realize something kind of astonishing. Every one of them believed that they were the final version.